Welcome back. So of course we don't want to press refresh every time we do something. That would be kind of annoying if we had to refresh the page. So we'll have the behavior subject now trigger an event every time something happens that should either log us in or log us out. So that's what we're going to do this lesson. And it's fairly simple now since we have an observable right here. So let's just talk about that for a second. Observables have a way to kind of trigger a next event that's going to happen. And if you go to the subscribe right here, you'll actually notice the small term right here saying next. So what an observable actually pretty much is just we are listening for people calling the next method, and whenever they're calling that next method, we are going to trigger this event right here, and we're going to pass new information in here depending on whatever they're putting inside the next method. So let's try and do that in our example right here. What I want to do is I want to say, when I go and I actually get a token right here, a valid token, I'm going to trigger an event. I'm going to say is logged in, like this, this.isLogginIn.next. And that's all it is. It's just triggering that next right there. And then the next is just going to pass in that token we just got back, like this. Now, another thing we want to trigger is, what if it's not actually a local token right here? That's not an acceptable token. Well, let's do an else right here, and let's just call logout. Just to be sure there's no token then if we try to log in and we failed. And what I want to do in the logout then is, of course, go down there and extend that one as well, because it's not enough now to remove the local token. We also have to explain to whoever's listening that now we actually have a null value here now, because we just removed that item. So now this should be null. So that's all we had to do kind of right here in order to do this. We could do another thing. We could also call this method down here if you want to and say this.getToken. And then of course it will still return undefined or null right here because we're getting the item that we just removed. So I'll just put in null right here instead. There we go. So now we actually set up a way for us to listen, but also to trigger these events from the service whenever something is actually changing. And that means if we go back to our browser now, I'll say LUL, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll call login, and now you'll notice right away it triggers the logout because it gets the event from here saying, uh-oh, we logged in, everything went well, so we just added that token now. And let's just, for the fun of it, try to log in with the wrong password just to see it triggering that logout actually automatically, right? Put back the right password, and then we'll log in again, and now you can see the token gets back. And if I also go out and press the logout now, it'll do the same thing, of course. So if I click the actual logout right away, it goes back to login, and there we go. That's how a behavior subject triggers this next event. Now, this is just observable behavior. So if you look at your HTTP client, it's actually doing the exact same thing. So if we go into our actual auth service right here, and we'll look at the HTTP post event right here that we're using, that also behind the scenes just triggers that event. So if we jump into our login page right here, this one that's being triggered is also just triggering the next event. So it's not in any way magic, it's just calling those methods in the observable, the next keyword, whenever we need to kind of trigger, we call the next method and explain what should happen in the case of the next event. So that's it for this lesson. Now you actually have a dynamic way to either show login or log out in your page. We're still not there yet. We need guards and stuff like that, but we're getting closer and closer to having a real login system. So let's just end it right there. See you next time. Bye.